Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for ScubaRadio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that ScubaRadio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Up under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for ScubaRadio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Okay. It is. I think it's a very good afternoon for sure. We got a lot to cover today. I think Dr. Doug Ebersol is planning to join us. He's been doing a lot of diving. We're going to catch up with him. Also, we're going to do a live shot from Bonaire today. We're getting ready to go there in September, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on as well, and just have a good old time as usual. But before we get into all the festivities, I have to kind of step back a little bit because, there's always stuff going on, behind the scenes here at ScubaRadio headquarters with our crew. And sometimes, we don't like to talk about this on the air. Sometimes we do. And this is one of those gray areas that involves one of ScubaRadio Scuba Squad members. And he doesn't know I'm going to do this, but I kind of want to use this as an opportunity to, just make him feel better. Because first off, the person I'm talking about is Vinny Two Tanks. And he's a big member of the ScubaRadio Scuba Squad and big member of ScubaRadio.
He's a big member, all right.
Okay, you've seen more of him than I have then, I guess. Maybe, I don't know.
So he's A.
He's what?
Never mind, keep going.
Okay. So anywho, I get a call from the Aqua Gypsy this week. And Brittany tells me that Vinny was acting a little melancholy this week. We've had a lot of stuff that's been, we've lost friends over the years on this show, and Vinny's been there right with me. I mean, matter of fact, this week was my 10-year anniversary of my open heart surgery. And, that was kind of a wake-up call for me. So, every once in a while, a member of the show or a friend of the show, something happens and kind of throws us for a loop, and you start thinking, about your mortality maybe and that kind of thing. And so anyway, Brittany calls me up and she says, hey, I just talked to Vinny, and he seemed a little, down. And they were, she said he was asking me would I take his ashes when I go and put them on a dive site, that kind of thing, which, that's a conversation that divers may have with their buddy at some point, what their wishes would be if, God forbid, that happens. It's not the typical conversation we like to have.
How about we flush him down the toilet?
Well, that would mean that he would at least be in water.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. That's a good compromise.
Of course. So you could do that. But, she had a little conversation with him, and she tells me this, and she goes, hey, you ought to give him a call. And I'm like, so I call him up.
So he was getting morbid is what you're saying?
Well, he was, he was talking a little down, and so I say, yo, Vinny.
A call for you would certainly cheer him up.
Well, maybe, or maybe not. But I call him and I say, hey, Vinny, what's going on? Brittany tells me you're calling her and talking about your ashes and stuff. I mean, you're not dying or anything, are you? And you know what he said? He did not say no.
Real subtle, Greg.
No, I just
you're
said.
You're not dying or nothing, are you?
Yeah. And he goes, well, my back hurts. He didn't say no.
Step on
he
a
just
crack.
said, well, my back hurts. And I'm like, okay. And then, but then he said, no.
Maybe stretch.
He goes, oh, no. I'm not going to die or nothing. I'm fine there. And I'm like, okay, good. I mean, he had me worried. I mean,
He's not going to die, is he?
no, but they talked about, what it would be like. And I said, Brittany was a little concerned about you. And she goes, oh, no. And he goes, we were just talking about life. And I no, you were talking about death. And and what to do. And I said, but I get it. I mean, we've all been through a lot. So I
did
understand.
that freak Brittany out, or did that freak you out? Or
Well, I mean,
how
I was
you
concerned.
feel,
That's
Brad?
why I called him. And we started talking about it a little bit. And I said, okay, that's what you want to do. That's fine. I said, Vinny, I said, sometimes all divers can relate to this kind of thing. And, there is a new thing that's kind of taken over. I don't know if you've heard about living wakes.
Sure.
Where the friends get together and they pretend that their friend has passed, and they set up a wake where, friends get up and talk about their lost friend, but the person has not passed.
This guy ain't going to last long. We better get this over with.
No, it's not like that. It's more like an opportunity for the person to actually hear what their friends would say about them and learn from that experience, and just kind of have it, turn it into a party.
Celebrate them before they're gone.
Yes. And so
Let them know how you
I didn't
really
tell
feel.
Vinny, but I decided, hey, you know what? Let's get the crew together and do this. This might cheer him up. And so last night we did this, as you know, CJ.
Yep.
And well, I'm not sure it went the way I thought it would go, but well, here's what happened. Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad, and listeners, we are gathered here today to pay tribute to our dear friend, Vinny Two Tanks. Kicking off festivities, we have a few words from Brittany, the Aqua Gypsy. Brittany, take it away.
Vinny was an interesting dive buddy.
He had a disgusting habit of accumulating tons of snot in his mask when he surfaced. And that's why we called him
Mucus Man.
Okay, Jerry the Diver Guy, what can you tell us about Vinny Two Tanks?
One time I heard about Vinny urinating in people's drinking cups. Now that's just nasty.
Okay. All right, Bubble Boy, thoughts?
Vinny had a funny habit of slipping and smashing his head just to make us laugh.
You all right, Vinny?
What a guy.
No, I'm not.
Okay, Casey, how about you? You got something for us?
I've heard these dive boat rumors that Vinny would pick his toenails and eat them. Do you get hoof and mouth from eating something like that? That's just gross.
Mermaid Kristen, please help us.
My memory of Vinny that really stands out is when he wore a skin-tight Speedo into the hot tub. I cannot unsee that. Blech.
Awkward. Okay, CJ, how about you? Do you have anything?
Vinny was always a straight shooter. He always said I was the funny one. So his judgment's a little off.
Now that's funny.
Okay, last but not least, Barry the Bugger. What say you?
Look, I'll never say anything bad about Vinny Two Tanks. He takes the attention away from me and everyone busted my balls. I love the guy.
Okay, well, we're ending on a high note. Unique memories of our friend, for sure. We love him, we tolerate him because he's radio gold, a man of leisure. Vinny Two Tanks. Yeah, the crowd liked it. The crowd, it went over okay.
I thought it was well done.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
I wasn't sure if you'd like that or not,
No,
Vinny.
I liked it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Well, now you know what you got to work on before you really go.
Yeah.
But
in one ear out the other.
Okay, maybe so. But yeah, that was. All those little anecdotes were heartfelt. I think, weren't they?
Oh yeah. Especially the glass and the.
Yeah. Okay.
All the other
well,
things
that was Jerry the Diver Guy.
No, I'm not. No, I'm just.
He's not denying it.
Vinny knows that we all love him.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. And
Even though we
How could you
may
not love
bust
me?
his balls, we still love him.
Yeah. Well, and that's why Barry likes him, because he draws attention away from Barry and takes the heat that Barry usually gets. So yeah, look at it as a win, I guess, Vinny. I don't know. I guess it's a very subjective thing on how you take something like that. But look,
Is the glass half full of pee or half empty?
Oh, good point. More coming.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Show off your good taste and wear your favorite radio show and podcast logo with official Scuba Radio merch.
Merch is short for merchandise.
No Thank you. Very helpful. We've got more than ever at ScubaRadio.com.
I like it. Sweet.
We're talking high-quality, sharp-looking Scuba Radio hats, shirts, hoodies, beach towels, blankets, board shorts, rash guards, pajama pants, coffee mugs, phone cases, magnets, umbrellas, wall clocks, tennis shoes, even flip-flops.
That's a mouthful.
It is a lot of Scuba Radio swag.
Big time. Lots of stuff. Speaking of which, tell them about the Scuba Radio stuff for women divers.
We didn't forget about the ladies. We've got women's leggings, crop top tees, and tons more stuff for women.
I rock my Scuba Radio merch all the time. Tons of compliments.
Flex your riz.
What?
Represent the drip.
Just don't.
The biggest assortment of Scuba Radio merch ever. Get yours now at ScubaRadio.com.
Scuba
Radio. Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Lobster tail. Is that the area near the butt?
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. We got quite a story to discuss today beyond the living wake of Vinny Two Tanks. And by the way, I think I saw I think you shed a tear there, CJ, didn't you?
I'm not crying. I got sand in my eyes.
Okay. All right. I mean, it was pretty touching when you're talking about a friend of ours.
He's touched, all right.
And but he has not passed. Vinny Two Tanks is here in the flesh with us, but we just, we pretended, so to speak. Or sometimes you do that to kind of help your
He's
friends
alive
realize.
and well.
Well, make them realize how much we care about them, right?
Is that what that was?
No. But anywho, it is what it is. And you were touched inappropriately, right, Vinny?
I didn't expect anything like this happening today. I had no clue.
Do you feel honored or annoyed?
No, I thought it was well done. I liked it.
All right.
It was all true.
Well,
So, so does that mean that whenever you
I
pass
don't pee
away,
in a cup. All right, that's crazy. Who would do that?
Yeah, I don't think we need to go there.
So
no,
whenever
so
you pass
just
away,
stop.
Do we need to go to the wake and announce all this stuff at your wake?
No, these are the things he can work on.
It's already out there.
Wants to choose.
I'll be dead at the wake.
Yeah, but now he knows what everybody might say, and he has time to change it if he so chooses. It's
I
up
think
to
we
him.
should all leave a red Solo cup on his casket.
Too bad. I'm glad I live in California. You guys live mostly on the West Coast, so I don't have to hear you at my funeral.
Okay, I don't know why that would matter, but that's
Vinny,
fine.
3 ghosts will visit you and help you change your ways.
Okay.
I heard
Just
about
in
a story
time for
like
Christmas.
Bah humbug.
God, I hope
bless us
so.
all.
Okay, well, that's
Anyway,
enough.
we got something else happening today. What's up next?
Well, we do. And by the way, just for the record, we're not going to do that for any other Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad member. It'll be boring as hell. So, moving on. Yeah. So lobster season.
That was funny.
and I'm not even the funny one.
Right.
Lobster season, mini season, we were talking about last week how it went off without a hitch, and we didn't have any deaths, which was great because we usually get 2 or 3 a year. And it was a great report last week that nobody in Florida died during mini season.
Not counting the lobsters.
Well, that's it. Lobsters might have suffered slightly. And we got various reports, people getting their limit and doing pretty well. However, we did get wind this week. There was an incident. Now, it didn't end in a death, thank goodness. But there's accusations there was at least threat of them. So, interesting story. On the day one of lobster season down in South Florida, some divers got a little too close to each other, and they got in an argument. And next thing you know, one group of divers is accusing the other diver of coming over and turning off the air supply to the divers. That they had like a brownies unit floating on the surface, and they accused this other diver of coming over and turning it off and causing a situation. Now the guy's been charged with like attempted murder or manslaughter or something because of their argument.
Now, where was this again? You just said South Florida.
I think it was South Florida. Barry, where was it? Do we know?
In Biscayne Bay.
Okay, so that counts. And now, of course,
South
now the guy
Florida,
who is accused.
Is that Miami?
Well,
Yes.
it's South, yeah. The guy being accused is denying it. He said this is totally untrue. I did not do this, and da-da-da. So who knows what the real truth is there? But there's video. It went viral. I mean, it's quite a story.
It made national news.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty nuts. That first off, this would even be a potential accusation of someone coming over and turning your air supply off. And then I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. I've had divers do this to me many times over the years as a gag. The dive guy.
Maybe you should take the hint.
Neil did that to me once.
He turned off your ear?
Yeah, I was down there. As a matter of fact, I might have been lobstering. I don't know. Or I was at least taking a photo
I
of a
turned off
lobster.
his air once, just in class. So
Well, okay, but that was a training thing.
it was a training.
Neil
thing.
just did it
I
for his
wasn't
own amusement.
Intentionally doing it to hurt you or anything.
Yeah, I mean, Neil wasn't trying.
What was the drill there? Buddy breathing or emergency?
Well,
ascent?
to feel, that's one of the things they teach you in your open water class. Remember, is we turn off the air so you can kind of get an idea what it feels like when
What
your
that
air.
last breath feels like.
Yeah, how you have to suck harder, and that's what she said.
Greg.
And so,
Golly.
Gee Willikers.
This is a family show.
No, it's not.
Gee Willikers?
Anywho,
The Manson family.
Yeah. So we do that skill in open water class. But yeah, Neil just did it as a gag. And
Hilarious.
Yeah, I was kind of like, oh, Neil must be behind me. He just turned my air off. Okay. And then I turn around and then he's wearing his prosthetic nose. It looks like a penis. And goggles and stuff.
Penis nose.
And then I laughed I laugh hysterically, and then he turns my air back on. I'm like, okay, you got me.
No, you didn't turn around and turn
No,
it back on.
well, I knew I was fairly
I think
shallow.
I would have been back there pretty quick before he could get.
Well, no, I mean, you don't lose air like all of a sudden. It doesn't usually go tight. You just like it gets harder and like, okay, someone's done something. And you still got a breath or two to kind of figure it out. And I turned around and then he turned it back on for me and he laughed.
Especially if you have a
and we
spare
laughed
air, right,
and we had a
Vinny?
moment. Right. So,
Sure.
And then I thought, gosh, now the story happened. I could have charged him with murder or attempted murder.
But you didn't die.
Well, it's attempted. That's what I'm saying. That's what this guy's been accused of, turning the air supply off of this lobster diver.
Okay.
And now he's been accused of
you don't
attempted
charge him. You make the accusation, and the authorities decide what they're going to charge him with. Originally, I think it was first-degree attempted murder, and then the judge bopped it down, or his attorney said moved it down to second-degree attempted murder or something like that.
Yeah. Which I don't know why you would, though.
So
I mean,
where's all the other
because
proof
there's
that the
more
guy
penalties.
had?
Hey, hold on. Barry?
What?
What did you say?
I said the penalties are much higher for a first-degree offense than a second-degree offense.
Yeah, but why would you bump it down? I mean, you either turned the air off and tried to kill him or not.
No, because the defense attorney came along and said he didn't do this or that or the other thing. Therefore, it didn't warrant this particular charge. It warrants a lesser charge.
Mhm.
And the judge agreed, and then they did that.
Like he was just
Yeah, but second degree is still pretty serious.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
And, he could have been just trying to do a giggle, kind of like Neil was doing to me. Like I'll show this guy.
I don't think so. Not if they're fighting over lobsters.
Yeah, no, they weren't. They were yelling at each other. I saw the video, but it's kind of extreme. It's a kind of far way to go. But, once again, it's alleged. And we're going to talk about who is in the right or who is in the wrong next as we continue this conversation on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Whether you're an experienced diver or you've always wanted to learn, Bonaire offers untouched dive sites that are among the last truly unspoiled places on Earth. Those in the know consider Bonaire the shore diving capital of the world. However, there's so much more to this undersea wonderland. So if calm seas, a protected marine park, and great visibility sound good to you, Bonaire is calling to you. Go to bonaireisland.com and start planning your Bonaire diving adventure today. That's bonaireisland.com.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Were you saying something?
I'm not rapping about jewelry or how I rock furs. I'm not rapping about fashion or how the Glock bursts. I ain't walking in a trap with a crowd of mobsters. This is a comprehensive rap all about lobsters.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. All right, so we did have an incident, even though no one died, thank God, during Florida lobster mini season here a couple weeks ago, but there was an incident where some guys had moved up on a lobster site that was already occupied by some other divers. They got into altercation, and then next thing you know, one's accusing the other of turning off the air supply.
So there was two boats, right?
Two boats, yeah. Two groups of divers, like, I don't know. They look like, 4 or 5 people, 6 people on one, 4 on another. And they got pretty close together. And, one ended up accusing the other of turning off his air on his brownies, his little float, surface supplied air source. And that's pretty extreme if indeed that happened. But, of course, the guy denies it happened. But next thing you know, it's all over the media. And the guy's being arrested and all this kind of stuff. And now he has to defend himself. He's saying this never happened. That this is totally untrue.
You think the one guy that was underwater might be framing the other guy?
Well, there's, there's always two sides to every story. Who knows what the truth is? And the point really isn't whether he did it or not. It's just the fact that when you put groups together when they're lobstering, I've been in this scenario many times, and I'm sure many of our Scuba Radio Scuba Squad members have maybe seen this situation before in the past as well. And I know fishermen can relate because it's the same thing as another fisherman coming up to another boat or someone nearby, and they get a little too close. Next thing you know, they're yelling at each other and like, hey, this is my spot. Get the hell out of here. That kind of stuff. It happens, right? Get them close together, it's going to do. Now, the guys that were there first claimed like, hey, this is our spot. What are you doing here? Get away. This is our, and the person that came up, wanted to have a shot at the lobsters, and, they felt they were in the right to be able to kind of go after them at the same way. It's kind of a gray area,
You just have to respect the other group. Well, they're
Exactly.
here.
There's
This is
etiquette.
their spot. We're going to go find somewhere else.
Exactly. There's etiquette involved, and but there's
Don't
also
be a jackass.
There's no rule of the sea that you own a spot just because
No,
you
but
got
if someone's already there, then forget about
you
it.
should be far enough away where you shouldn't impede on what they're trying to do. And of course, the first group that was there was claiming that, hey, you guys are way too close to us. Stay away. And they start screaming at each other, and but yeah, it isn't like you own that particular spot. But if you're on it, like on a mooring ball, or you're anchored close by, does the other boat have a kind of a etiquette situation where they should at least keep a fair distance away? Now, they may cross paths underwater, the groups. That happens all the time.
I would keep my distance, just because I would assume, look, if the lobsters are down there, they're going to grab them first because they're already there anyway.
Right.
So
you'd want to go somewhere else.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah, but you are going to, especially if you're working like a reef ledge, you're going to cross paths with the other divers.
Sometimes.
I mean, yeah, they're going to come down one way, you're coming down the next way. Next thing you're going to see them, and you're going, oh, crap, they've already
That's
worked
why
this
you
spot.
carry a knife.
No, it is not, Casey.
No, Casey. We're not stabbing
We do
people.
not endorse murder, Casey.
That's worse than shutting off air.
Yes.
I didn't say murder him. I just,
Maim 'em.
maybe slice him a little bit. With
Okay.
the sharp.
Barry the Bugger, what say you? What do you think?
Okay. If you watch the video, here's what you do know.
All right.
There's a boat already there. There's already a surface supplied device in the water running.
Yeah.
All right. There's supposedly a diver down there hunting.
Right.
There's another boat that is not 300 feet away, but really close enough for them to swim over to the first boat. You see them in the water swimming back and forth.
Right.
That boat saw the dive. The other boat with the dive flag already there should not have even approached it.
Probably
Shouldn't have
not.
said
That's what
a
I
word.
think, too.
I mean, the law in Florida is you're supposed to stay within 300 feet of your dive flag if you're the diver. And if you're a boater, you're supposed to stay at least a minimum of 300 feet away from the flag. And if you come in any closer, you definitely have to be at idle speed so you don't run over anybody and that kind of thing. But yeah, when you got so many boats out on the water and all these lobster folks out there trying to get their limit, especially at the crack of dawn on the first day, which is the busiest and most extreme time of lobster mini season, you're going to have these potential, conflicts.
That's why some call it idiot season.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. They don't call it idiot season.
Well,
you can do it. You can do it.
question?
If you do it responsibly, that's the key. And you use some common sense. I mean, these guys got too close to them, to each other, and you're just asking for it. And they could have easily backed off the other. And I would say, generally, from an etiquette standpoint, the first person there usually should have the right of way, right?
Yes.
That would seem like common sense. And that doesn't mean the other divers from the other group can't swim over and dive that spot at some point, but I would have a tendency to say, hey, work that other area before you come over and bug out on our area. It's a big ocean, for Christ's sakes. Give us a opportunity. Casey, what say you?
Well, my main thing was the whole shutting off of the Browning.
The brownies, third lung.
They haven't said anything about has this thing been serviced like you do a tank annually?
Well, who knows? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
The lawyers
We don't know.
Not by itself.
Well, we don't know what happened there. One group is accusing the other one of turning it off. Did that happen? I don't know. I mean, it really doesn't matter. That's not really the point. I mean, if someone did that, that's obviously extremely. The person that would do that would be nuts. Let's be honest. That's
In other words, don't be a Karen.
Don't be a Karen. What do you mean?
Well, you want to be a Karen and grap and growl, that's your spot, then go somewhere else. You don't have to be a Karen.
Okay. Well, I don't know if
He's saying it sounds like K, but it's a C.
No, it's a K. Karen.
I don't. You know what? The squad once again is
We
having.
should
their
be more
own show.
caring.
That's what it means. Caring. Yes, that makes total sense. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it doesn't really matter if the guy actually turned the air off. If he did, yeah, throw him in jail. That's murder. Hello, or attempted. That's pretty clear cut. But, there's two sides to every story. Who knows if he did or not? I'm just saying, in general, it's bad form to kind of, sponge off another lobster hunter's spot and get so close that you're on top of each other. That's bad. I mean, that's bad even for a dive site. Not
even raiding White Ball Reef.
Yeah, just take lobster hunting out of
There's
the
a
mix.
whole ocean out there.
Even worse, anchor. You don't want to near anybody because if you're swinging on one hook,
right?
So that's difficult.
Yeah, but even if you're, say you're going to dive a dive site when no one's even lobster hunting, it's not good form to come right up next to another dive boat. Is like, most of the operators, like the charter operators that are taking out groups of divers, they'll talk amongst themselves. Like, hey, Joe, you're going to go work the Sea Emperor wreck site here in Pompano. Okay, you're going to do your first dive there. You do your first dive there. We're going to go work this, and then we'll switch later. They'll talk on the radio and do that. Just common courtesy
like
kind of
civil
stuff.
human beings.
Yes, and nobody's threatening to.
It also saves on gas, on fuel.
Okay, well, I maybe.
But you're not talking about civil human beings that during mini season.
We're talking about divers with lobster fever, maybe. It's another trait of lobster fever that might have went a little bit too far. All right, more coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio. Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Dad, we have a bug.
Bug hunter, he loves to hunt bugs. He's a diver with an attitude, an underwater thug. With stealth, speed, and agility, he combs the ocean floor. No matter how many bugs you catch, he's always gonna catch more. Yeah, he's the king of all the lobster slayers, and the word has gotten round. Everyone knows something's gonna die when the bug hunter goes down.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. That is the Scuba Cowboy and his ode to lobster slayers, bug hunters, and or people that like just go out and hunt lobsters and hopefully not kill their fellow divers. There's a pretty big ocean, but we had an incident. We had two groups of divers got together, and next thing you know, they're arguing, like, get off my spot, I was here first. And now one of the groups is accused of turning off the air supply to the other. Not ideal. Not.
Is it one diver or several?
Well, it's kind of the two captains of each boat.
But the person that allegedly had their air turned off, that was one person or more?
Yeah, it was a captain's kid that was underwater at the time.
Okay.
And they were using a Brownie's third lung thing. And, a very popular device, by the way, during lobster season. That's kind of what they were built for.
You see hundreds of them out there.
Yeah, and they're very effective for that. I mean, it was interesting. I had a conversation with the Aqua Gypsy. She's not a fan of using those devices during mini season. She just thinks they're too cumbersome. They're like a cheap way for someone to lobster dive compared to being fully certified scuba diver. I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, they do a lot.
It's less than 30.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is they're very good at shallow diving, say, actually, you can go pretty deep with them. But the thing is, they're very convenient. And you got an endless air supply. You just got to watch your bottom time. And if you're shallow, working a ledge,
It doesn't really matter, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the tool is a great tool to use.
But you don't have to be certified to use it?
No, you do. Of course you do.
Okay,
You're
all
supposed
right.
to.
Okay.
I mean, but it's like anything.
No,
Yes, you do.
certification there's
You
no
are incorrect. You are incorrect,
Well,
Casey. You are supposed to be certified to use these things. and
Who
it's-
certifies a brownie stirred alone?
Nobody.
you're supposed
but
to-
It's
I
in
think
there. It's in their instructions. They are supposed to be a certified diver and understand the limitations of diving on one of
the
those
lawyers
things.
speak they have in there.
It's
But-
I mean, it's like if anybody had a BC, they bought it at a garage sale and bought a regulator. That could happen.
Well, that's the whole
a
thing.
tool.
Unless
It's not that you don't have. I mean.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, you can stop stuttering now.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Barry.
So I used one, and the one nice thing about it is that you don't have that same dry air that you do with a compressed air tank.
Okay. Well, there's that, I guess.
Well, it does feel different when you're breathing the humid air that's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Number
that may
two,
be. Yeah.
Well, the one I had was limited to depth, so you couldn't go 40 or 50 feet. You could feel it would become hard to pull air out
Well,
of
it
it.
depends on the model.
It
They
depends on
make
the model, the
plenty
pump,
of
and all that stuff.
options. Yes.
And then the only other thing I didn't like about it is that if you were to use it off the beach, it was cumbersome to move around.
True.
And
can be.
When you're hooking up, they use these quick disconnect connectors. If you got a one piece of sand caught in those things, they were bare to either put together or take apart.
Yeah.
So they had to be really clean. You could have water on them, but sand was a real no-no with those.
Well, it's like anything. It's you got to know how to use the tool properly. But are they
Right.
convenient and can they be used effectively, especially for
yeah.
lobstering? Heck yeah.
On a boat, they're great.
Yeah. And
Well, anytime sand gets in the wrong place, it's just uncomfortable.
right.
Right.
Okay.
Sounds like Casey knows that well.
Yeah. Well, a little too much information. It sounded like to me. But anywho.
They even have a portable one now that'll get you 30 feet, and it's just no bigger than a little case.
Yeah. I mean, there's
It weighs 15
various.
pounds. They have solutions.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different options like that for those type of
called Blue.
devices. But yeah, I mean the thing is, I don't have a problem with them at all. I was like, if you want to use that, that's fine. It's like any other piece of gear. It's a tool you use, and when you're lobstering, the thing is, you got to cover a lot of ground a lot of times when you're hunting for them. It's like 90% is just trying to find out where the lobsters are, and that can take hours. They say for every lobster, it takes about 1 point. I think I saw the stat is 1.7 hours per lobster.
Unless you've scouted beforehand and you have GPS coordinates.
Right.
If you have your own boat.
Yeah. And then you show up at the spot and then you see someone's already there. Like, oh, son of a, I'll just turn his air off.
Biscuit.
No.
They move every night.
They move.
I mean,
They move. They
so-
crawl over at nighttime.
They
and
may
just-
be here today, but they won't be there after a while.
Yeah.
Just harpoon that son of a bitch.
No, that's not what you do.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
We're not cheaters.
No, that's felony in Florida.
Okay.
So.
But
could-
yeah, the thing is that
Be like Neil and grab them. Just grab them.
well,
That's
that's
a
right.
smart way to get
Yeah,
them.
manhandle it. Yeah, just grab the carapace. You're good
Well,
to
when
go.
we were out, Aria was on our boat. Captain Aria.
Aria.
Aria, you mean?
Aria. One day I'll get it right.
Area
but
51.
Yeah.
Area 51. She caught a shovel nose lobster.
Yeah.
And those you just
A
pick
Spanish,
up. I mean,
AKA Spanish lobster.
Yes, AKA Spanish lobster.
See?
No,
They
that's
are
a different.
delicious.
Wait. Spanish
a different
lobster and
one.
shovel nose.
Oh wait, no.
Two different lobsters. Spotted Spanish lobster. That's a spotted.
Wrong again, Vince.
Well, at least he knows. And those are all,
Eat forever.
they're very hard to catch. By the way, a spotted, Spanish spotted lobster. Those things are smaller and they are very hard to catch because
Are
they
they
are very
legal to
fast.
catch?
Yeah,
Being
you can-
small?
And so are
Spanish lobsters don't have a size limit on it, right?
well,
No.
they're because they're small.
Only
yes.
eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the same
Probably
thing with
not much
the
meat.
shovel nose. The shovel nose are the tastiest
AKA
lobster.
slipper lobster.
Yes, and they look like giant roaches.
And they look like cockroaches. Yeah.
Now I'll
But
stick to
the
the spiny.
no, I'm telling you, the tails taste better than the spiny lobster.
Yeah, especially when you picture a giant cockroach and then you stick the meat in your mouth.
But they're so dumb. They just sit out on top of the reef.
Yeah.
So you can pick them up. You can carry. I carried one around, and then getting the tail off, you can't just twist it. You need a knife.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, they're hard to take apart.
Yeah. All right. They want to hold on to their tail.
I guess so.
Okay.
You?
Yeah. So, but anyway, I mean, whether you're using the Brownie's third lung thing or
You're
you're
making me
doing
hungry.
scuba, it's fine, but you need to maintain some decorum when you're encroaching on another lobster hunter's fishing
Just
grounds.
don't be a douche.
Yeah.
Right.
That should be.
Karen.
Don't be a scuba douche. Maybe that should have been the mantra that we
falls
would've
into
pushed.
that category for
Maybe
sure.
we need to add that to the mix for next year. Because arguing over this stuff, I mean, it happens.
Speaking of douche, we're almost there.
Excuse me?
Yes, we are.
Are we?
Speaking of douche, we're almost there.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
He's talking
Well, I
about
guess I
this
can't-
hour 2.
Oh, that.
Come on,
He's
Greg.
saying it's about time for the Massengill, Greg.
Deuce. You mean 2.
Right. Douche.
Understood. So,
Just watch
anywho.
this show right down to
Okay,
Turlet.
that's enough. That's enough.
Turlet.
And so the thing is it's not worth getting worked up over. It's a big ocean, and yeah, just pack your patience a little bit, but don't you don't have to get on top of another group of divers hunting
Speaking
for
of
lobsters.
patience, Greg, when are we going lobstering?
I'm not going now. Now that you brought it up like that,
That.
I have no interest whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Bonaire instead. That's what I'm gonna do. And so and then just focus on just having fun. They're much more laid back.
You and
They're
me will
not-
go, Jerry. Screw Greg.
What? Oh, okay. Maybe so. And that will be in hour 2, otherwise known as
The douche.
the Deuce. Coming up next. Stay close.
In the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving, otherwise known as
The Douche.
The Deuce. is what we like to call it. That's the official term. And we got the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web. Barry the Bugger, Bubble Boy, Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, Casey the Tobacco Nut. But we don't want to talk to any of those folks, or you
Thank
for
you.
that matter, CJ. Because we
How
got.
dare you?
What do you mean? How dare we? We're live connected with a dive operation in Bonaire right now. Jan is how I think we're supposed to say it when we're in Bonaire. Jan is how it reads to us goofy Americans. Do I got both wrong, or even one
No,
remotely wrong?
I'm okay with everything, as long as you don't try my last and family name.
Yes, exactly. It's a bunch of letters all tied together that don't make any sense to us American folk. But
Probably.
God bless you regardless. Jan.
Thank you for your
Jan.
invitation, Greg.
Yes. Well,
Happy to be here.
Well, I bet you are. You're in Bonaire. That's where I would like to be. And we are going to be there in September. Really looking forward to this visit. And by the way, it's 30 years in the making. Jan knows this. We've been talking the last few years about bringing Scuba Radio to the island of Bonaire. And it's one of those weird islands for us that we have not been to in 30 years of doing Scuba Radio. Right before I started the show, I actually won a 4 or 5 night trip at the DEMA show. Right before we started Scuba Radio 30 years ago, I won this at the DEMA show. And we went to Captain Don's on the island of Bonaire right before we started the show, a few months before we actually started Scuba Radio. And we haven't been back. I mean, yeah, and finally, I guess the statute of limitations in Bonaire has expired.
So you have been there, but just not as Scuba Radio.
Correct.
Okay.
I had no idea other than when I went there, I had an awesome time.
I'm just trying to clear that up for Vinny.
Well, okay, good. Thank you.
32 years ago, if I remember correct.
That's probably right. That's probably about right. And it's been
Back
way
then
too
you
long.
were a young man in your 60s.
Oh, yeah. And but regardless, we're finally rectifying this unfortunate situation, and we're going to go over there in September, and really looking forward to it, Jan. And I know you've already laid out some of the dives for our group that we're bringing over there and having a good old time. And you want to give us a little preview of what you think we might see when we visit the island there in September, or what?
Well, at first you'll be arriving at the Plaza Resort. Plaza was already in those days a resort, but it's now fully renewed. Plaza Dive and Beach Resort it is. And from there, the Plaza Resort has a marina. And from that marina on, you will be first visiting Klein Bonaire. That is the only place we can't reach by car. There have been some plans building a bridge over there, but that is already 30 years out of the question,
Right.
at least.
Well, so all the other dives, I mean, Bonaire's known as the shore diving capital of the world.
There we go. That's where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So if you've seen Klein, the rest is shore diving. So we'll bring you to the east coast. Bonaire is a kind of a banana-shaped island. So we have the hollow side, which is the west coast, which is calm water. And then we have the east coast, which is actually open to the Atlantic Ocean. So we have bigger species of nurse sharks, Caribbean reef sharks, and a lot of turtles in the Turtle City.
Nice.
That will be East Coast, and we'll do that by shore, maybe using DPV. So that's kind of a more adventurous dive. And then we'll visit on another day the south, and we'll visit on another day the north of Bonaire, which are totally different dive sites over there. As you probably know, we have about 80 to 100 different dive sites officially named. You stayed at Captain Don's, you said. Well, he's the one who named most of the dive sites.
There you go.
Nowadays, that resort, by the way, is just called Habitat. And not Captain John's Habitat anymore. It's called Habitat.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yes, Captain Don named those dive sites we have, and you can reach them by car. If it's too busy at one site, you just drive a little bit further. And with a little bit, I mean 1, 2, maybe 3 minutes, and then you're on a different dive site.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting.
It's going to be amazing, and that's the thing. I think just the sheer number of dive sites, the diving is quite varied, but like your operation, I mean, you guys have really started going into full service type stuff. So it's a great place to go for a beginner diver. But if you want to get into tech stuff, you mentioned DPVs, you got rebreather experiences. You even are you doing the Velo stuff too in Bonaire, I think?
On Bonaire, we do have the Velo stuff that is through Dive Friends, which is one of our partners as well. Because when we have guests that want to do a Velo, we bring them to Dive Friends, and the other way around. If guests want to do more tech diving, they'll be involved in VIP diving, and that's me. You're calling now with VIP diving and VIP tech diving, and by the way, also with flamingo diving.
Yeah, you got a few of them going on, but you're covering the entire spectrum from like beginner divers, or if you're just relatively new, but all the way doing to, obviously getting into pro stuff, but the technical stuff and the more adventurous kind of diving, which, when I went back there years ago, I don't remember seeing any of that kind of stuff. So is that relatively new for Bonaire, or what do you think?
Tech is growing overall. I think in the world tech is growing, but yes, on Bonaire it's indeed growing. And what we did in 2025 is that we acquired the neighbor property and restructured, renovated, and made it logistic wise fully capable to handle tech diving. So it's not just rinse bins, it's not just a locker, it's lockers and rinse bins and rinse tables, setup tables, a ramp for the cars, making everything as easy as possible for tech divers.
There you go. And really nice. The thing is, the Plaza Beach Dive Resort, I was talking to someone about this earlier the week. I've seen the pictures. I've been following the progress over the last couple of years, and that resort is like at another level for Bonaire, I believe, too. I mean, you guys really pulled out all the stops. It just looks like a beautiful property just to hang out by the pool on your surface interval. And I might be doing a little bit of that, John. I'm known as the bougie diver of our group.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. And I wear that with a badge of honor, even though a lot of them mean it as a slight. But
well, we hope to see you across the street from the Plaza Resort, where VIP diving and VIP tech diving is.
Yes.
But I can imagine you'll stay quite a while over there. The Plaza Resort is an all-inclusive, and at Plaza, it's not an option. It's the standard, an all-inclusive resort where all the drinks, the breakfast, the lunch, the dinner, live cooking, by the way. So it's like a high quality resort with a high quality all inclusive as well,
and high quality diving. That's what I mean. You got the best of everything, it sounds like to me. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, we work closely with the Plaza Resort, and although it's not part of the VIP group, maybe may I say maybe yet. But also Toucan Diving is under my leadership at the moment. I'm the dive director over there. Toucan is the dive shop situated on the Plaza Resort.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Toucan Diving, may I explain a little bit about that? Toucan Diving is...
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Hold on. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to come back and talk to Jan in Bonaire more next. Stay close to the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
When it comes to manufacturing quality dive gear, pretty much all the big players were forced to produce their stuff overseas. Nex Underwater Products, however, took a different approach, bringing design and assembly back to the USA. They have an impressive story, and you can read all about it at nexdive.com, along with checking out their complete line of high-quality dive gear. Each Nex regulator system is made to order, cutting down on overhead, which allows Nex to give you way more bang for your diving buck. At the core of each Nex regulator is a unique modular design that can be easily modified as your diving skills and preferences evolve over time. And get this, Nex is the Scuba Lab Tester's Choice winner for 2025. Your best dive will be your next dive. Just go to nexdive.com and order now. That's nexdive.com. Nex Underwater Products. Make your next dive your best dive at nexdive.com.
Barbados is known for a lot, like the birthplace of rum. But the underwater attractions are what draw divers to this pristine paradise year-round. Barbados is the wreck diving capital of the Caribbean. Plus, it's the only coral limestone island in the Caribbean, providing coral reef along the entire shoreline, making Barbados a first-class dive destination. So whether it's a visit during Barbados Dive Fest or any other time, Barbados delivers. Plan your dive adventure at visitbarbados.org. That's visitbarbados.org.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You are now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Lay it on me. Tell me what you can do.
Okay. I can communicate with every living creature living in our vast oceans.
Okay. Talks to fish. Got it.
Also,
I'm going to stop you right there because I know your powers. It's talks to fish. The rest of the page is blank.
I have sonar.
Yeah, for talking to fish.
I have super hearing.
So you can listen to fish?
I can breathe underwater.
Because that's where the fish you talk to are?
Night vision.
So you can find the fish if you ever want a nighttime chinwag.
I can do a lot more than just talk to fish, okay? I can transport the entire Justice League by manipulating the waves of the ocean.
Oh, wow. You know what else can transport people on the ocean? A boat.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Okay, so we got Jan, or Jan, if I'm on the island of Bonaire. He answers to both translations of his name. And once again, we're not going to even attempt his last one. It's hard enough on his first. But we're glad he's been willing to join us today, live from Bonaire today. The shore diving capital of the world is what that island is known as. But they got all kinds of cool stuff that you can do. And we're going to go there in September. Jerry the Diver Guy's going. We got the Scuba Magician. We got the Scuba Cowboy is actually coming back. We're putting the band back together, so to speak. And we're going to visit the island of Bonaire and have some fun, do a little diving. And Jen's going to show us the ropes. And you were mentioning the different operations, VIP diving, VIP tech, flamingo divers. They all fall under your personal umbrella there in Bonaire. Is that right, Jan, or what?
Yeah, together with Jonathan and Petra, my wife, we bought VIP diving in 2023. And VIP diving is specialized in shore diving, small groups. We go by car. In a car, it will fit 4 people, 4 guests, and one of our instructors. And we go to dive sites where it's not too busy. That has been done since 2009 when Bas Nooy, who started VIP diving, started it. In 2024, VIP diving is... may I say, a smooth operation. It is, I'm there in the morning, a good cup of coffee, small briefing, into the car and to the dive site. And after 2 dives, you'll be back around lunch.
Cool.
Going together with your spouse for something else to do on Bonaire. Then we have flamingo diving since 24. Flamingo diving is at the ocean, in a palapa, feet in the sand, bare feet in the sand. And it is more relaxed. We're taking way more time, and it's meant for people who want to have a day out, a day of diving. After the dive, we open a beer, maybe the green egg on, and it's a full experience of Bonaire, not only the dive.
All right, well, let's back up a second. You said palapa. Is that the boat? What you call a boat?
No, palapa is actually a wooden structure with a roof of palm leaves.
like a tiki bar kind of thing.
Yeah. That's another word. But the palapa is a typical Bonairean, I think Bonairean, actually, I don't know. Probably also used in Venezuela and Colombia, that word.
Right.
So,
And then you mentioned a beer and green something. What was that?
a big green egg.
A big.
You don't tell me you don't know what a big green egg is.
Oh, of course. All right. So we pull that out and we do a smoking kind of thing. Smoker.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So it's, as I said, at the ocean, bare feet in the sand,
Awesome.
dolphins passing by, flamingos flying over. That is what we have in flamingo diving.
Excellent.
Now, in 25, we opened VIP tech diving, as I said earlier, next door. And VIP tech diving is fully dedicated to tech services. That is closed circuit, open circuit, trimix diving, everything that has to do with tech diving, the full paddy tech rec, all the courses. And I think our course director, Kevin O'Brien, you know him, I'm sure, have been going like about 300-400 feet deep. He will probably won't forgive me that I don't know the exact depth, but he is the record holder on Bonaire when it comes to deep diving.
So you go deep, you can do a super long dive on a closed circuit rebreather system or something. You guys got all those bases covered. That sounds pretty cool.
We have it. Exactly. Yeah. And everything that we do, Flamingo does, and VIP tech diving does, is from shore. Then since last year, we've been working more and more closer to toucan diving. And toucan diving is specialized in boat diving. Toucan diving does everything with boats. Toucan diving has a lot of groups from the US visiting the Plaza Resort. And that is groups from 80, but also 20 people, 10 people sometimes. A lot of groups that visit Bonaire will stay in the Plaza Resort and go out with the boats they have. As VIP, we didn't have boats, so this cooperation works perfectly fine. Now and then we have guests that want to do boat dives, and now and then Toucan has guests that want to do shore diving or tech diving.
Right, and I would imagine you got to take a boat to get over to Klein, don't you? Or
exactly.
Yeah.
We can't visit Klein, and we did that and still do, by the way, with private boats. But you can imagine that sometimes that is for people a little bit too expensive to rent a boat for themselves and their group only. So this group package at Toucan Diving works perfectly fine.
There you go.
And the last thing that started this year, actually is in progress, is Toucan free diving. So as VIP diving has VIP tech diving, Toucan diving now has Toucan free diving. And that is no tank, no rebreather, nothing, just a deep breath and then go.
Sweet. I mean, you're covering all these different bases, and you can mix it up a little bit on your visit to Bonaire now and bounce between the few, or if there's one particular area that you like to focus on, you got all those bases covered. I'll tell you what, I'm so looking forward to this trip because, like I said, it's been a long time coming. And we have
a fantastic attorney for you guys and tasting a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
I'm not sure whether I mentioned free diving in the plans we have for you guys.
I think I saw something on the itinerary. You had a free dive planned, so that's great.
Fantastic.
We'll take it and mix it up with a little, magic from the Scuba Magician, some music from the Scuba Cowboy, and I don't know. They got a distillery on that island too. They usually do, right?
The first word I heard from one of your colleagues was the rum. So yes, you must visit the distillery.
Okay. Yeah. When we're done for the diving that day, we may have to partake in the local, flavors that they tend to shine in that department on every island in the Caribbean. But Bonaire is very special, holds a very special place in my heart. Like I said, it was the first dive destination I went to even before I started Scuba Radio. So thanks for having us come out, Jan. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll apologize now, okay?
Once again, thank you for inviting.
All right, there you go. And we got more coming up with Dr. Doug Ebersol. He was hanging out with some astronauts or something. We'll talk about that next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I don't know why it is that all of us are so committed to the sea. I think it's because we all came from the sea. And it is an interesting biological fact that all of us have in our veins the exact same percentage of salt in our blood that exists in the ocean. And when we go back to the sea, we are going back from whence we came.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ's in the studio with me. We got Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad connected via the web. Barry the Bugger. We got Bubble Boy, Jerry the Diver Guy, Vinny Two Tanks, and now to kick it up a notch, Dr. Doug Ebersol with us. Dr. Doug, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Sorry, I was late getting on. I was tied up diving today, so sorry about that.
Well, that's the only valid excuse that we accept here at Scuba Radio is if you're diving, you're allowed to miss the show. And so that's a valid excuse. And just for that reason, I'm not going to play your theme song.
Okay.
That's your penalty. But,
that's right.
Or a blessing, I think.
Just dirty, Greg. That's the only reason he got on today was to hear his song.
Oh, yeah. You're so full of you know what. Anywho.
Yeah, CJ did a great job with that.
He
That's
did.
For sure.
Thank you.
Maybe
yes,
we'll.
he did.
All right.
Someone gives me credit, Greg.
You guys are gonna make me play this, aren't you? We may have to pull it out of the annals of Scuba Radio history and get it out there. But regardless, let's just focus on Dr. Doug and what he's been up to, which is diving. So you were diving today, but didn't you just spend some time with astronauts or something? Can you talk about that, or is that kind of off the record stuff? I don't know.
That's fine. Yeah, I've been kind of busy. I was in Grenada a couple of weeks ago for the International Society of Aquatic Medicine meetings. I gave some lectures there, and then last week we were in Key Largo for the DAN Board of Directors meeting, and we did some stuff there with the hard hat diving and dove with the new Avella system. Cool. And then 2 days this week, I was at NASA in Houston. They've had some issues in their hypobaric chamber for astronaut subjects to test out things, and they've had some decompression sickness. So it was a kind of a think tank to try and see if we could try to engineer out the risk of decompression sickness for astronauts, because if you get bent on the moon, there's not a recompression chamber within a week.
Yeah,
right?
I would imagine that'd be a problem.
They have a portable one now.
It's too heavy for them. They don't want to fly it up there. That was one.
That was something they were thinking about, though. I guess.
Yeah, that would cost a lot of money.
So they were in they're having problems with a chamber, or were you actually diving with them in Houston?
No, I wasn't diving. We was a think tank. We were at NASA headquarters, and there was about 15 or 20 of us talking things. The issue, which people don't really think about, because you've watched the movies and you watch people jump in a spacesuit, it doesn't quite work that way.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a spacesuit at 1 atmosphere of pressure, it's next to impossible to work in it. You can't work the gloves and the shoulder stuff. So they have them in a hypobaric environment. So it's down about, if you think sea level is 14.7 psi, the suits are like 4. So it'd be the equivalent of you immediately opening up a plane at 30,000 feet. You'd bubble like crazy.
Yeah.
So they're trying to do a couple things. They do a pre-breathe. They actually had a pre-breathe up to 6.5 hours on oxygen.
Yeah.
And despite that, they were still having some decompression sickness.
Wow.
So what they do is they have to lower the atmospheric pressure of the habitat less than 14.7, so it doesn't change as much going into the spacesuit. But when you do that, you get hypoxic. So you have to have higher levels of oxygen. But if you have too high a level of oxygen, then you've got a fire risk. So it's a trade-off of what to set the habitat environment at, what to set the spacesuit at, what kind of work they're going to be needing to do. The spacesuits actually are adjustable. You can go up to 8.4 psi. So if someone were to get bent, they could stack 8.4 on top of the habitat, which is like 9.6, and then go on 100%. So it was a whole bunch of very smart engineers,
Right.
and me, and then me. The diving.
So, well, it sounds like you guys came up with some options, though.
Oh yeah.
And if that doesn't work out, you just consult the aliens. Is that how it works?
Yeah, something like that. That doesn't work. If that doesn't work, we have to figure out a recompression strategy on the moon.
Yeah.
So you top off the spacesuit as high as the pressure will go, get back in the habitat with its pressure, and then hopefully it would go away. Luckily, it's kind of weird. When you go back to, we are going the other directions, right? So we're going back home by getting lower pressure.
Mm-hmm.
When they go back home, it's going higher pressure. Right. So it actually should be better. But you're not super saturated either. So hopefully it won't happen. But if it does happen, we need a kind of a plan.
Mm-hmm.
That would obviously be a PR nightmare if the first person on the moon ends up getting bent.
Yeah,
right?
that would not be ideal. Yeah,
it'd be bad for the person, bad for the mission, bad for the space station, bad for everybody.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So that's kind of what we're doing. It was a fun couple of days with some very smart, interesting people.
Oh, I bet. I mean, and they have the whole program. I guess that's part of the Artemis project. Is that right?
Yeah, it was for Artemis.
Yeah,
they're looking at Artemis 4 is the one that's going to be putting boots on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we were planning, because this is all for Artemis, which will be a few years down the road. But they're going to pick the crew within the next 6 months.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why we were trying to do things. And there, some other things came up about PFOs. That's kind of why I was there. Should we be looking for PFOs and astronauts? Should be closing PFOs on astronauts? And the answer is no, just because risk benefit kind of thing. But that's kind of what I was there for. That was kind of my role there.
Well,
What's
right.
a PFO?
Well,
a little flap in the heart. That about 20
the little hole that never
never sealed.
And he seals it up if they.
Yeah,
it's
did
an
you
issue.
see the big pool?
That's what Dr.
Pardon
Doug
me?
does.
Did you see the big pool?
The big pool of
big
what?
pool? No, I wasn't. I wasn't
Astronauts
by
have the big pool.
Yeah,
the
the
NASA
neutral
pool.
buoyancy lab. I
Okay.
wasn't at the neutral buoyancy lab. We were just in a classroom.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Well,
That's
Dr.
fine.
Doug, did you play the card though? Since you're helping him out, it's like, hey, you help a brother out. I help you guys out. Now, do I get a free seat on one of these rides around the planet or something in space?
I think I am way too old to go on one of those things.
I don't know if
go on a T-38 trainer.
I don't know if I don't know if I'd ask for a planet trip, or I'd just rather swim in
the neutral buoyancy lab.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be
cool
fun.
thing.
Absolutely.
In the Army, I did some echocardiogram research. We were on the Vomit Comet. The thing flies straight up and then arcs, so you get weightless for a little bit. That was enough for me.
I did it. Huh.
It's called the Vomit Comet for a reason.
Well, that's what I call one of the dive boats down there in Pompano when there's about
That's right.
5 foot seas. And I've proved it several times that it's very effective.
Greg, it doesn't matter if it's 5 foot seas or what. It's usually 1 foot seas, and you become a vomit comet.
No, that's not true. He's a liar. Anyway, Dr. Doug, you did that. I mean, that's pretty cool stuff. You're always doing something, just like out there that everybody just wants to hear about for sure. Now, you mentioned you were down in the Keys. Was that where you did the Avello thing too?
Yeah, we did the Aviad, the owner, was there. So he trained some of the people on the board of directors have already been trained and we've been doing some research at Dan with Avello. So we are all had the opportunity to get trained on the Avello system. So we did 6 dives on that. It's kind of cool to be trained by the owner of the company and the inventor of the technology.
I bet it is. Yeah.
What's
your thoughts about that? Being especially that you've done the rebreathers, technical diving, everything you could say under the sun.
Yeah,
where does this fit in the ecosphere of diving from your perspective?
I think it has a lot of potential. I'll be honest with you. When I first heard about the Avello, I heard about it more in terms of the buoyancy, and I'm like, to me at the time, I felt that was a solution to a problem you shouldn't have. In other words, if you have good buoyancy, you shouldn't need it.
Yeah, good training. We should do
right,
the trick.
good training,
right.
you shouldn't need it. But actually, they actually developed it because of weight reduction. It's about 25 or 30 pounds lighter than a scuba cylinder with the BCD and so forth. So they did it for shore diving and dropping your weight 25 pounds. So that I think has some potential. People with bad backs, people as they get older, small frame people trying to climb up boat ladders. 25 pounds is a significant difference.
That'd be good for Vinny.
Yeah, it'd be good for Vinny.
His back is bothering him.
Yeah,
No,
he said his back. I asked him. I said, "You're not dying or nothing." He goes, "Well, my back is bothering me." So
he might
maybe
look into that.
The Avello might be the solution for him. More coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hey, man. Hey, what are you doing today? I don't know. I was kind of bored. You want to do something cool? Well, like what? We could go scuba dive. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. I've never done it before. Well, there's only a few things that you got to do to be good at it, and it's really easy to learn. Here, I'll show you. Come with me.
Okay, everyone, let's get our gear on. Let's go for our dive. Tags are right here.
Now, to be a scuba diver, it can be so much fun. Making memories and sharing good times in the sun. Descend with the quickness, equalize so you don't pop. To avoid decompression sickness, always make a safety stop. Gonna be a scuba diver. Gonna be an underwater survivor. I'm gonna be a scuba diver.
Well, you're in the right place. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ, in the studio. Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web along with Dr. Doug Ebersol. And I guess it is only appropriate that we do get his song out there a little bit so you can hear what we were talking about earlier if you've missed it. It's an oldie.
Mark Cowbell.
But a goodie from the Drunken Santa on the lead vocals.
Hey, how you like my new Batwings
Pretty awesome.
costume?
Yeah.
It's genuine pleather.
Yeah, I figured as much. Hit it, boy.
He is a diver and a doctor too. He's underwater in the ocean blue. If he asks you for a sample of your pee, don't you know you'll be in surgery?
He doesn't ask for that, no.
They call him Dr. Doug. They call him Dr. Doug.
Call him Dr. Doug.
He's lubing up his stinking glove.
I don't think that's accurate either. Okay.
Hey, man,
What?
get away from me.
Yeah, okay, that's enough of that. Sorry, Dr.
Or
Doug.
you work on a patient.
Or you're welcome. I'm not sure.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Funny.
I think
they wouldn't let him do the surgery.
I got to pipe it in the OR tomorrow.
Okay. Pull it together.
That would be hilarious. The guy's going under and he hears that song.
Okay.
Everybody all at once. Everybody all together.
Yeah, because it caused a bit of a ruckus with that, and we apologize. But, it's just what we do. Dr. Doug's the only respectable member of this crew today, and we just totally abuse him like that. I don't know what's wrong with us.
Are you including yourself
we
in that
love
or
you,
no?
Greg.
Yeah.
That's right. I actually like that. That's pretty cute. My wife loves it.
Okay. Well,
Funny.
Yeah, but it would scare patients. Trust me.
Yeah, it's probably scare patients.
That's all that
She
matters.
she needs to start playing it when she walks into the office.
Oh, boy.
The funniest part about that is after I made that, he had Dr. Doug and his lovely wife in studio sitting right next to me the first time you ever played it.
Oh, that
So
is
you never played it for him
I was like,
before.
he's
And
gonna
I didn't
walk
know. I'm
out.
like, man, I hope he likes this. He's sitting right here.
And he still talks to us. That's I don't know what to make of that.
Well,
I was pretty nervous about that.
You
I'm like,
wouldn't
oh
want
boy.
to play that to just everybody. That's kind of
Greg would. Greg would.
It's a little.
Dr. Doug feels like that's the pinnacle of his life.
Wait, Vinny is saying this, the guy that we actually did a living wake for today.
A living.
Oh, he didn't hear
It
that yet.
started off real good, but then all of a sudden it started going real bad.
Okay, well that's a whole nother
No, it pretty
thing.
much started.
It was
bad.
amazing how fast CJ could make that change. But it went quick.
Maybe you ought to play it for Doc so he can hear it.
I have
It
no
did all
idea what
rhyme.
he's talking about. We can.
It did
no.
all rhyme.
No,
so
no.
that's a plus.
Okay, I don't even know.
We're not talking about the wake anymore, are we?
I don't think so. I have no idea.
I'll get back on the Velo thing real quick.
Yes, talk about
thank you.
that, please. Help us.
So it was invented, like I said, for the weight, which is really good. But the buoyancy is actually pretty impressive. It's basically a submarine. You make yourself mildly positively buoyant at the surface so that you'll float.
Yeah.
And then you basically pump water into this cylinder, like putting ballast in a submarine. And when you pump it, it runs for a minute. It gives you about 2 pounds of negative buoyancy. So that'll get you to the bottom. And when you're neutral, you're basically at that point, you're neutral.
Yeah.
And one of the skills is you're at like 50, 60 feet. You just swim up to 10 feet and stop, and you'll stay perfectly buoyant. Then you swim back down to 50, 60 feet, and stop, you're perfectly buoyant again. So there's no BC at all.
Ooh, I think I'm kind of liking this thing.
It's very cool. And then as there's about 6 pounds of air in your cylinder. So as you're maybe 30 minutes in the dive, you start getting a little bit light because you've used up that air, which is weight. You hit the pump again, it'll put another 2 pounds of weight in, and you're back neutrally buoyant again. So you hit the pump like once at the beginning of the dive and once maybe 30 minutes in. And then when you're done with the dive, you just swim up. You can't have an emergency runaway. There's no weight belt to drop and have an emergency runaway or an inflator hose to get stuck. You swim to the surface, you open up the purge, and it flushes out all that water, and now you're positively buoyant, and you just climb back on the boat.
How about
that? It's a
Wow,
fascinating
I like the
technology.
fact there's no weight belt. That's
Right.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from a safety standpoint, new students or whatever, you can't have a runaway ascent. There's no way. And so that part's safe. It makes the buoyancy easier for everybody. So it's a very nice, it's a great technology. Whether it'll catch on mainstream or not, I don't know. I would hope so. It's actually very nice. So it's kind of a cool concept. There's like 70, I think Avi had said there's like 70 centers now worldwide who have it. So you can just go and rent them kind of thing once you're certified.
Yeah, well, I think they have them in Bonaire now. Like John,
And it's
John
only 2
was saying.
dives to get certified.
Yeah.
They teach a couple of skills, and it's actually very easy.
I could see it being a big advantage, especially for someone who hadn't even learned how to scuba yet. It might be easier, right? Overall, for an
and they
old
actually-
dog like me, I'm already, I know how to dive. You know how to dive. I mean, I think there's a little bit of hesitancy from the standpoint of like, well, okay, it solves the buoyancy problem, but I don't have a problem with that. I already know how to do that. And I think
so the cool thing is just the weight at that point.
Right.
But for actually, a Velo is going to have their own training system, and they may actually train. So someone right out of the blocks may get trained as an Velo diver.
Right. All right. Jerry, the diver guy, what say you?
Greg, if you remember, me and you were walking over to the show floor at DEMA one year in Las Vegas.
I
think
blocked
it's
that out
Las
years
Vegas.
ago. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Why would I remember
that's
this?
your problem.
Oh, there's
But
more. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If I ain't mistaken, it was Las Vegas. That was their first year there.
20,
They were
20,
actually.
I think, was their first year.
What year?
23, I think he said. They started it in 2018, and then COVID hit and stuff. And I think the first time they had it was either 23 or 24, something like that.
I can't remember the girl's name, but she was wearing a unit.
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer Idle.
We were walking over,
Mm-hmm.
and she stopped in the middle of the hallway and was talking to me and you about it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it's at Vegas that year.
Probably so.
Yes, it was.
Okay. So your point is that she told us about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wanted us to try it, Greg.
Oh,
well,
right.
I tell you,
Well, no, yeah, of course.
Shearwater has gone all in. Shearwater now makes the jetpacks, and the Terra computers and so forth have a firmware. You can put it in a Velo mode. So it's kind of cool because what happens if you think about it, it pumps water around. There's like a bag inside your sonar where the air is. Well, if you add water, you increase pressure. So you actually don't have any more gas, but your pressure will go up like you have more gas. So the computer actually gives you a percentage. It'll tell you like you've got 90% left, 80, 50, whatever.
Yeah.
As opposed, you don't really follow the SPG as much as you would on standard scuba. So it's kind of cool.
Interesting.
But yeah, Velo's all in on it. Or excuse me, Shearwater's all in on it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were announcing that their collaboration with it at DEMA last year.
Right, exactly. And Jason Leggett, the CEO of Shearwater, was down there with us. So it was Jason and my dive buddies on the last dive was the CEO of Velo, the CEO of Shearwater, and the CEO of Dan. So that was our little dive group there at the
Little dive group, just the movers and shakers of this industry, and and Dr. Doug is right in that group, and he still talks to us. That's what it shocks me.
Me as well.
We keep him grounded. Maybe that's what it is. You think? No?
Something like that.
Okay. He's just shaking his head like, I don't know why I did this.
Why do I torture myself?
Yes, there you go. All right. Anyway, that'll do it for this week's edition of The Big Show. Till next time, remember, it's always better where?
Down where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
Thanks, ScubaRadio. On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on ScubaRadio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.